Courtney, where the hell are you? I am starving. Where is my damn dinner?
Sorry, Sandra. My daughter won't stop crying, so I'm outside trying to quiet her down.
She is still crying? She's been crying all day.
I know. Her diaper has changed and she just had her milk. I don't know what's wrong.
It's been 6 months now. When are you gonna learn how to make your own baby stop crying? Are you sure you are her mother?
She isn't always cranky like this. Usually she settles down when I hold her.
She's so loud, though. I think you forget that I live in the same house.
I'm sorry for all the noise.
What are you going to do if I get sick from not resting well? I need at least 8 hours of good sleep. I am very sensitive about my health, you know, and you haven't been keeping up with housework lately.
Sorry, but you have to understand, I am very short of sleep too. I don't have any energy left. Can you please help me with the chores? I can't do everything while holding the baby.
What are you talking about? You can't make your own mother-in-law do any chores.
Not all of it, of course. But can you at least do your own bit? You know, like your own laundry and preparing your own food?
So, you're saying you can't do it either? Because you have to hold the baby? Then why don't you hold her while you do your work?
Sandra, you know that's not possible. How do you expect me to cook while holding the baby?
I will absolutely not do any housework. I hate cooking. I have arthritis and I can't do laundry.
I will make breakfast and lunch then, so can you make dinner? My daughter tends to cry in the afternoon. So if you can help me while she's most cranky, that would really help.
No way. I want my dinner to be the best meal of the day.
Can you at least vacuum the floor then? Perhaps just the first floor?
I have a bad knee, so no. Don't you get that I'm too old for any housework? If you find keeping the house so difficult, then why don't you ask my son to help you with the baby?
I can't ask him because he's so overworked. In fact, he's probably more sleep-deprived than I am. He does help me on the weekends, but I feel so bad asking him to help on weekdays.
How pathetic of you two. You only have one daughter. I raised 3 boys all on my own. Your hardship is less than a third of mine.
But my husband told me his grandparents practically raised him. You got help from your parents, didn't you?
Like I said, I had 3 boys. You shouldn't need any help when you only have one girl. Ah, young people are so sad nowadays. They don't teach enough about perseverance at school anymore. I just ran into Miss Thomas from next door. She gave me loads of tomatoes picked from her garden.
Oh, that's so nice of her.
I'll be back in a minute and would like to have lunch right away. I am starving. I could faint.
Sorry, Sandra. I was taking a quick nap while my daughter was sleeping. I will make something right away.
Unbelievable. You were sleeping when you should have been working?
I haven't been feeling well today. I was only going to sleep for a few minutes, but ended up resting for a bit longer than that. But I can prepare something quickly.
You are just pretending to be sick.
No, I mean it. My temperature is quite high.
How high?
100.4 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh well, I guess that is a bit high. You better not have come down with the flu.
I don't know. I'm feeling quite nauseous, and my stomach is a bit upset too.
It could be a stomach flu then.
Maybe.
Well, what if you get me infected? You know my condition could get worse from something like that. Don't you dare splatter germs all over the house.
I'm not coughing, and I don't think it's anything serious. I'm sure you'll be fine.
You don't know that? I could catch whatever you have and have different symptoms. I could even end up with pneumonia.
Perhaps you are right. I'm sorry.
Make sure you don't get me sick. Don't leave your room.
Well, I cleaned all over the house this morning like you told me to. I went into your room and wiped your windows too.
Why would you pollute my room with your germs?
I thought you would get mad at me again if I didn't. You won't do any housework, so who else is going to? I do all the cooking and cleaning and washing every day because if I don't, the house will become a huge mess in a matter of days. Isn't that what you wanted me to do?
I would rather eat instant noodles if I have to eat food full of germs.
Would you? Wow, that would be so helpful.
This is a temporary measure, though. Don't you forget. And you need to disinfect every part of the house you touched with alcohol. Get it done before I am home.
Sure.
I need you to get back on housework as soon as possible. So you need to go to the doctor and get your problem fixed.
Okay, I can do that. Thank you.
This is so annoying. Why are you so useless? Go as soon as you are done with the disinfection.
Sure. Oh, but I can't take my daughter. I will ask my husband to watch her and go to the clinic tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow? No, that is too late. You need to go right away.
But she is really cranky right now. There is no way I can take her. I won't even be able to drive with her crying like this.
She's crying again. Fine then. I will show you how it's done. Leave her with me and go to the doctor right away.
You will look after her?
One-time offer, but yes.
Are you sure? She is a very sensitive baby.
Who do you think you're talking to? My skills with kids are 1,000,000 times better than yours. I can handle without an issue while you are gone to the clinic.
You said you have a bad knee, though. Are you physically able to care for her?
Don't underestimate me. I will show you how to handle babies. You must go today so you can get back to housework. ASAP. Be ready to leave her with me by the time I get back.
Thank you so much. You are a lifesaver.
Courtney, where are you? You need to get back home now.
What's going on, Mrs. Thomas?
What's going on? Are you insane? Why did you leave your baby at home by herself? She's not moving.
Wait, are you talking about my daughter?
Yes, what were you thinking?
Do you see Sandra around? She's supposed to be looking after her.
I don't think she's at home. I've been ringing the doorbell and banging on every window, but no one is answering.
I will give her a call right now.
No, we have to help your baby now. She needs to be taken to the doctor right away.
What is wrong with my baby? Why are you there, Mrs. Thomas?
I could hear her screaming from my house for a very long time, maybe like an hour or so continuously.
What?
I didn't like the way she was screaming, but then it suddenly stopped, so I got worried and came to have a look, and I see her on the floor, face down by the sofa. I think she fell off.
Oh my god, is she hurt? Is anything broken?
I can't tell. The door and windows are locked. She needs to be locked right away.
Can you please call an ambulance?
My son just called, but we can't open the door for the paramedics. How are we getting her out of the house? Can you get back right away?
Break the window. It will take at least 15 minutes for me to get back. I give you permission to break the window to rescue her. Please do it.
Okay, then I will. The ambulance will be here in 5 minutes. I'll let the paramedics take her without waiting for your arrival, but I will stay with her.
Please. Thank you so much.
I will let you know as soon as I know where she's being taken. Be ready. Hi, do you have a minute?
Hello? Mrs. Thomas, how can I help you?
Do you know what happened at your own house? Your granddaughter was taken to the hospital earlier today.
What?
We called the ambulance because we found her lying on the floor. She must have fallen off the sofa. Why did you leave the baby on her own?
Oh, well, my daughter-in-law must have left her there. I was ill, so I was sleeping in my bedroom.
She told me you were supposed to be watching her.
Did she? I'm sorry, but please don't mind. She is a compulsive liar. She always blames me for things.
Courtney does not seem like a liar to me. Were you really ill?
Yes, I was. Why won't you believe me?
Because my son saw you. He found you passed out on your bed. in a room full of empty wine bottles.
Saw me when? And how? Exactly.
When we were rescuing your granddaughter, I got hold of Courtney and she gave us permission to break a window to get in.
What? You broke a window? Are you serious?
It was an emergency. We didn't know if the baby was all right. Her life could have been taken at stake.
I guess you are right.
I went with the baby to the hospital, but my son stayed behind to do something about the window. There were broken glass everywhere, so he didn't want to leave it like that. He was looking for things he could use to clean up the mess, and that is when he found you in one of the rooms.
I haven't had anything to drink.
My son said he could smell the alcohol from the outside door. He also tried to wake you up, but you were wasted.
I don't know. I don't recall any of that.
Sandra, you should admit that you got drunk and fell asleep. I understand you're upset for getting caught, but don't blame it on Courtney. I think you should tell her the truth and apologize for what happened. Why did you leave the baby on the sofa?
She wouldn't stop crying, and I didn't know what to do. I thought it would be nice and warm by the window for her to nap. I never imagined she'd move so much and fall off of the sofa.
You liar.
Huh?
This is Courtney. Mrs. Thomas is letting me use her smartphone.
I didn't know you were with her.
She let me know what was going on. Sandra, how dare you? You are a sick liar.
Excuse me?
What was that about showing me how it's done? What exactly did you want to show me, huh? A bad example?
I accidentally fell asleep. You fell asleep the other day and forgot to make my lunch too. Remember?
I would never abandon a baby on the sofa. What were you thinking? She fell off and hit her head and was lying face down. Don't you know how fragile a newborn baby is?
I didn't do any of it on purpose. You shouldn't have left the house without your baby in the first place.
You offered to look after her. She could have suffocated to death. How are you going to take responsibility if she ends up with a serious after effect or something?
Don't be so dramatic. She just bumped her head a little.
This is very serious, Sandra. A baby can die from something like this. Are you not sorry at all? I think I should report you to the police for leaving a child unattended.
What are you talking about?
Your son and I love our daughter very much. I bet he would want to report you too if he found out of what you've done. He would disown you too.
Don't be stupid.
You really don't want that, do you? Because you won't be able to live without him paying for everything or me taking care of you. You depend on us too much.
I was looking after your daughter for a while, but she wouldn't stop crying. So I ended up having a bit to drink. But I was not wasted. I think I fell asleep because I'm sick now, from the cold I got from you. That's why I was passed out and didn't hear Mrs. Thomas or her son.
Let's say hypothetically that was true for a second. It doesn't change the fact that you left a tiny baby on the sofa.
Like I said, I did that because I thought it would be cozy for her, out of thoughtfulness.
No, you just didn't want to take care of her anymore. So you left her on the sofa and retreated back to your room, which is far away from her. You just gave up and got drunk. I've had enough of your laziness. I am leaving you immediately.
Go ahead, do as you please, but don't drag my son into this.
You think he would want to live with somebody who nearly killed his daughter? Besides, why do we have to continue to take care of you? We are busy enough taking care of our baby girl. You are not worth our time. We refuse to babysit a lazy old woman like you. I was so furious that I refused to even breathe the same air as Sandra, so I never returned to the house after our last conversation. We didn't have anywhere else to go besides my parents' house, to which we were welcomed into. Mrs. Thomas helped explain the situation to my husband, who was enraged with what Sandra had done. Having understood the seriousness of the situation, he was so ashamed of his own mother. The same night, he quickly gathered our belongings and left the house. Sandra was devastated and tried to stop him, but of course, failed. Soon after, all of our remaining possessions were moved out of the house. Thankfully, my daughter didn't suffer any major injury and was discharged from the hospital after all tests came back clear. I have stayed in touch with Mrs. Thomas, who saved my daughter's life. She told me recently that Sandra's lonesome life seems to be in complete disarray. Knowing she doesn't have any money or the skill to take care of herself, I am not surprised at all. The last I heard, she's fallen ill and barely gets out of her bed. We now live peacefully in a condo far away from her. Since we are located near my parents, they help us when we need a hand looking after our daughter. Reflecting back to my old days, though, I think it was much more difficult looking after my mother-in-law than my newborn baby.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Peep texts!
Ivy, you saw the message about our mom's meeting, right? I heard you said you wouldn't be attending. Is that true? Hey, Carla. I heard about the mom's meeting, but I have plans that day, so I won't be able to make it. Sorry. No, that just isn't good enough. This would be your first time attending since moving to this town, wouldn't it? When we have a newbie join us, their first meeting is always held at their home. It was written in the message, but you seem to be merrily disrespecting our long-established tradition. Sorry, it's not that I'm disrespecting or anything. It's just that I already had plans for that day before you sent the message. How disappointing. Listen, I didn't want to bring this up, but you just moved to this town, didn't you? It's important to put time and effort into building strong relationships with the other moms. For your kids' sake, too. If we all get along as moms, it's easier for our children to get along as a result. And when you're in a pinch, your mom friends will be there for you to rely on. Right? Sorry, but I don't really know anything about that. Oh, yeah, obviously I can see that. You are a city slicker after all. You probably don't understand the importance of the strong bonds of friendship we create here in the countryside. I didn't mean like that. Anyway, our next meeting will be held at your house, Ivy. Now be a good girl and change those plans of yours. I'm only saying this for your benefit. You do want to get along with us all, don't you? Fine. I'll make some preparations and wait for you guys to come over on the day. Oh, that's great news. I had a feeling you'd see the sense. You seem like a smart lady. See you at the meeting. Hi, Carla. I need to talk to you. It's about the moms' meetings. Work has gotten super hectic lately with no sign of easing up on the horizon. So I'm gonna have to pull out for the time being. Are you telling me you're dropping out of our group? It's less that I'm dropping out and more that I never really joined in the first place. I have work to think about, and it's really difficult hosting these meetings at my house every week while trying to keep on top of everything else going on in my life. What are you talking about? You work from home, don't you? You're at home all day, every day. You're so busy that you can't even relax and gossip with your mom friends over coffee once a week? Oh dear, it's not that you're having to put in extra hours because your husband doesn't make enough money, is it? Oh, how tragic. The reason I'm putting in extra hours at work is for myself. And I want to prioritize spending time with my family on my days off. I have plans, so I really am sorry, but I can't. How ungrateful. To think I was kind enough to speak to you when you were the new girl in town without a single friend to your name. Ah, what a shame. If you as a mom must be so stubborn as to refuse all the offers of friendship from the other moms, surely it won't be long before your kids end up alone and friendless too. Thanks for worrying about me. But my kids made some new friends just yesterday. Really? Actually, I did hear that they were spotted playing with the children of a certain single mother. You really would be better off if they kept their distance from those sorts. You should teach them the importance of making friends with children from respectable backgrounds before they go off the rails associating with the rougher types. Huh? Rougher types? Children raised by single parents always end up becoming delinquents. They're also more likely to become criminals, take drugs, get divorced. Oh, the list is endless. You really should be keeping a more watchful eye on your kids, Ivy. You might not think it's a problem now because they're only in elementary school, but just you wait until they get to junior high. It's better to make sure they only associate with respectable children now while you still can. But their new friends seem like lovely kids. They're sweet, charming, they have great manners, and they play together nicely. I think you might be making some kind of misunderstanding. You might say that, but surely you're struggling deep down with the idea of your children associating with those fearless brats. I mean, any normal person would be. They probably end up inviting themselves for supper at your house because they have nowhere else to go. Am I right? Kids like that are always so cheeky and disrespectful. That literally never happens. But I do invite them over myself sometimes. They're polite and well-behaved. A real pleasure to have around. Yeah, maybe it's too late. It seems like you've already been brainwashed by the single mother apologists. Brainwashed? I haven't been anything of the sort. I don't even talk to the other moms that much. Why are you saying you won't come to our moms meetings then? You should be grateful for the privilege of having the opportunity to be part of my mom group. Only a select chosen few are allowed to enter. Is this really how you repay someone who saved you from social isolation and loneliness? Why would you just ditch us all of a sudden? Are you plotting to overthrow me? Plotting to overthrow you? What? Are you paranoid? Listen, let me make something crystal clear to you. Huh? How dare you talk to me so patronizingly? Are you trying to start a fight? I wasn't interested in taking part in your mom's meetings from the very beginning. You decided I was taking part without asking me. You decided they'd be held at my house without asking me. But the worst thing, the straw that broke the camel's back, that was what you did when you were over here. I simply will not tolerate it. What? Did I do something wrong? There are so many ways I could answer that question, but for the sake of not dragging this out, let's discuss your worst offense. You stole things from my house every time a meeting was held, didn't you? What? Are you accusing me of theft? Yes, I am. You stole the dress I got from my mom as an heirloom, my husband's watch, and my engagement ring. I was so astonished I could barely bring myself to believe it at first. But you've been stealing from me. And what's more, everything you took was really expensive. Oh, how awful of you to make such hurtful, baseless accusations. You're the worst. To think you'd suspect a friend who went out of her way to try and make you feel welcome and being a common thief. Don't try and blame your poor household management on me. You probably misplaced them while you were sorting out the boxes after moving in. Wrong. They were there before the mom's meeting and gone immediately after. How can you be so sure? Do you have any proof? I wouldn't be saying it if I didn't. I could be sued for defamation if I went around accusing people of theft without evidence. Well then, what is it? The proof. Won't you at least tell me what the basis for these false accusations is? Listen, Carla, if you apologize and promise never to do it again, I'm willing to not get the police involved and settle this by talking things through for the sake of the kids. As a fellow mother, I'd hate to put your kids through the stress of their mom being arrested. Is that a threat? It's not a threat. It's a reasonable offer. You still don't get it, do you? Your life of peace and quiet will be over if you dare to defy me. My dad's the police chief. Scared yet? You mean my dad? Huh? What does that mean? My dad's a police chief around here, and he's been in the force for decades. What a coincidence. I do have a vague feeling I might have heard something about there being more than one police chief in this town. Oh, that's right. I think Chief Davis was his name. Wait a sec. Is this your hometown? That's right. I went to a boarding school in the next state instead of the local junior high, so I was only here until I finished elementary school. I came back again this time because my husband happened to get a transfer to the local company branch. In that case, why didn't you say something sooner? You shouldn't go keeping secrets from your friends like that. Sorry, but I thought it'd be more of a hassle than it was worth to correct you. To tell the truth, I've been away from this town longer than I've lived in it. So while it's technically my hometown, I didn't really feel the need to mention it. You want to know what I'm more interested in discussing? You stealing my dead mom's dress. Why the hell would you do something like that when your dad's the police chief? I'm not sure what "scared yet" on the end of your message meant either. Were you the one, in fact, threatening me? Shouldn't the police chief's daughter, who just got caught stealing, be the one who's scared? I'm still waiting for you to prove it. Go ahead, I'm waiting. You're free to investigate me if you like. If you're so adamant that I stole your stuff, why not come over and search my place? I'm fully aware that my stuff's no longer in your house. You sold it all at the pawn shop down the street yesterday, didn't you? Here's the thing. The owner of that pawn shop is one of my mom's close childhood friends, which is why he contacted me as soon as he realized someone had sold him my mom's favorite dress from when she was young, and an engagement ring with my name on it. No way! You're lying! If I'm lying, won't you mind going to the police station and letting them take your fingerprints, will you? The only people who would have had the opportunity to steal my things were the moms who came over for the weekly meetings. My mom's friend gave me all of my stuff back, so I would have been happy to drop the matter if you'd been understanding enough to accept me dropping out of the meetings. But no. You had to give me a hard time. You make fun of single mothers. You make veiled threats when I make it clear I no longer want anything to do with you. Here's the thing, Carla. I've been raised by a single parent since I was 14, which is why the things you said hurt me. There's no way I can let you get away with everything you said. I'll be filing a police report. No, wait, let's not be hasty. I apologize for stealing those things from you. I'm really sorry. Besides, I only said those things because I had your best interest at heart. I didn't mean to upset you. You're a fine, respectable woman, Ivy. Single parent or not, your dad's the police chief. You needn't try and worm your way out of this now. It's a little too late. I'm pretty sure I already understand full well your opinions on single parents. Want to know what's funny, though? You grew up to be a common thief, despite being raised by two parents. It doesn't get much more ironic than that. No, I just gave in to momentary temptation, that was all. I was weak. You see, the thing is, and I'm confiding in you here, Ivy, but my husband's salary took a hit lately, and we've really been struggling. I'm super stressed. I'm so sorry. Interesting. Does that mean it's okay to steal if you're stressed and give in to a momentary temptation? Well, come on. You wouldn't get the police involved over an isolated incident like this, right? I only did it once. If you let us sort this out by talking things through, I promise I'll never bother you again. I will leave you be forever. An isolated incident? If only that were true. When I asked the other moms, they told me several people said you'd stolen things from them when the moms' meetings were being held at their houses. Oh, liars? All of them! Who said that? I want names, now! I won't be answering that question. Seems like everyone's scared of you, Carla. Apparently, the only reason they go to your mom's meetings is because they're worried about what you might do if they don't. This information was confided to me in secrecy, and I intend to honor that. No, that's not true. The other moms love me. I'm a highly respected member of this community. Oh, those incompetent fools can't do anything on their own after all. I have to be the one who organizes everything. You're free to believe whatever you like. I'll be making an official complaint with the police. All the other moms said they'd back me up if I filed a police report. It really is like you said, Carla. I was in a pinch, and my mom friends were there for me to rely on. After that, I filed a police report, and Carla, the common thief, was taken away in handcuffs. The other moms finally plucked up the courage to talk to the police too. But Carla was super shocked when she realized all of the moms she thought were her loyal friends and followers had secretly disliked her with a burning passion for a very long time. Can you believe the nerve it takes to get upset with your friends when you're the one who stole from them? That woman is completely shameless. By the way, I found out that Carla's dad is indeed a policeman, but it turns out that he's one of my dad's subordinates. What with his daughter being arrested and all, his chances at promotion in the near future are approaching slim to zero. Carla had stolen so much from so many people that the combined damages are said to be somewhere in the region of $20,000. Hesitating at the thought of depriving her children of their mother, me and the other moms decided to settle out of court. That said, there's no way she's getting out of paying an enormous amount of compensation. So much so that she could conceivably be paying it off for the rest of her life. There are definitely times when it's helpful to have a support network of other moms while your children are young. However, mom friends or otherwise, there's no benefit to be had from joining a social circle for the sake of it, or flaunting your role in one as if it makes you important. Friendship is built on harmonious coexistence and mutual respect. For Carla, who still seems to have the mental age of a teenager, her current situation must be really difficult. After all, she's the one who's now lost and isolated, without a single friend in the world. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey Luke, I just wanted to say thanks again for all your help today.
Oh, hey Jennifer. Yeah, it was my pleasure, really. And thank you for all the sweet gifts. I know that my mom is going to just love them.
That's a relief to hear. I'm glad you think she'll like them. I was just so nervous because I was meeting your parents for the first time today. But I was so happy that your mom was so kind and sweet. She was just like how you described her to me.
I told you that I thought I did a pretty good job telling you about the kind of person she is.
You're right about that for sure. And she seemed very excited for our big news about the engagement as well.
Well, of course she would be excited. Why wouldn't she be? Besides, now that she knows just what an amazing woman I'm going to be marrying, there is no way that she would have said anything negative to you. I mean, you're cute, smart, kind. You really are the whole package.
Are you sure about that? I know you think all those things about me, and I'm so grateful that you do. But are you sure that I didn't come off as some kind of spoiled girl or something like that to your mom?
I seriously can't see my mom thinking of you in that way. Besides, you're just so sweet, and I'm sure that my mom came around to you basically right away. I'm just glad that you don't think it's weird how much I can talk about my mom sometimes.
I don't think it's weird at all. I mean, your mom really is as amazing as you've told me. So I was more than happy to get to meet her today and know that somebody like her is going to be my mother-in-law.
Ugh, that is a huge relief to hear you say that. And now that we've all met each other's parents, what do you think we should do next?
Well, I think that it's time to start getting ready for the wedding, right? I mean, I really want to do it next year if possible.
Of course we were going to do it next year. Were you still thinking of doing it in Hawaii?
Yes, it's always been my dream to get married there. I guess that means we'll have to start looking into hiring a bunch of staff for the day too, huh? And then we'll have to find a good cameraman there as well. Plus, I have to go and shop for my wedding dress too.
Ha ha ha. Slow down there, Jen. I know there's a lot to do from now until next year, but we can get through it all together.
You're right, Luke, sorry. I guess I'm just excited this is finally happening. And yes, I am sure that we're going to be asking for help from each other quite a bit in the upcoming days.
Well, you just let me know if there's anything you want me to do. I want to try and make this wedding as perfect for you and me, but mostly you, as I can.
Oh, sweetie, how did I get so lucky to land a guy like you? Well, okay. If you really mean that, I guess I'll write up plans for my dream wedding and show them to you soon. Also, don't forget, we have that dinner between both our families coming up soon as well.
Oh, right. I guess I had better look for a good restaurant that we can hold that at.
Oh, you don't have to do that. I'll find a place for us to eat at. I mean, I just feel bad because I'm always asking you for money and help paying for things.
But you know that you don't need to worry about any of that, right?
I know, but it doesn't mean that it isn't on my mind from time to time. Can you please let me pick the restaurant where we're all going to eat?
Well, okay, if it's something you really want. Just remember about my mom's food allergies when you're picking out a place, okay?
Yeah, of course. I'll find a great place that works for everyone.
Oh, I really appreciate you doing all of this. But if it ever starts to become too much, just let me know, okay?
Don't worry, I will. But I've got some work to do now, so I'll talk to you later.
Sounds good, honey. Good luck with all that. You got this.
Hey, Luke. Are you there? I was just curious if you had finished the work for the day.
Hey, Mom. Yeah, I'm done for the day. I actually just got back home pretty much. What's up? Is there something you want to talk about?
Well, the thing is, I've wanted to talk to you about your wedding.
My wedding? What about it?
Son, I'm really very sorry. But I just won't be able to participate in it.
Hold on a second. What are you saying? Why won't you be able to be there, Mom?
I just don't think that I'm going to be able to go all the way to Hawaii.
Oh, really? What's wrong with Hawaii? Would you rather we did the wedding in a different location or closer to home?
No, it isn't anything to do with Hawaii itself. It's more the long flight.
Hold on a second, Mom. Are you scared of flying? I thought that you had to go on plenty of planes when you were going on all those business trips.
I did, yes, but I didn't like. I always felt so uncomfortable, and the shaking always made me feel sick. I just don't think I'm cut out to fly all the way down there.
But you were so excited about the idea when I first told you about it. I don't understand what could have changed for you.
I was looking forward to it. Or rather, I was looking forward to the wedding. But I just don't think that my body can take going on flights that long anymore. I guess that I've just gotten more fragile and scared with age. I hope that you can understand.
I guess so. I just didn't know that it was this bad for you.
I'm afraid so. But please, I don't want you to change any of your plans just for my sake. Besides, I know that Jennifer really wanted to do it in Hawaii.
But Mom, I mean, you've been my only family ever since Dad passed away all those years ago. I wanted you to be standing right next to me the whole time. I mean, you raised me all by yourself. I can't have you not be at my wedding. But I'm obviously not going to force you on a plane if you think it's going to be too much.
I'm so sorry about all of this, Luke. But I really do think that I'm not going to be okay on a flight that long.
And this really only has to do with your fear of flying that you've suddenly acquired and nothing else? You are sure that there is nothing else going on that is making you not want to be there?
Of course not, son. Why would you even ask me something like that?
Well, you remember when we had that dinner with Jennifer's family? I guess I've just kind of noticed that you've changed ever since then.
You think so? But nothing bad even happened at the dinner. I thought it went quite well. I guess maybe I did feel a little out of place, though, if I'm being honest.
Really? You did? Oh, Mom. I'm sorry to hear that. What made you feel that way?
Well, both Jennifer and her parents just seemed like very beautiful and put together people, and it just reminded me of the toll the years have taken on me. And I don't have any money either. The only nice handbag I have was a gift from you. I really hope that you're not upset with me over this, though.
Mom, what are you talking about? You're beautiful too. And who cares about handbags or brands or any of that stuff? Jennifer's parents didn't say anything rude to you that I just didn't notice, did they? I'm sorry if I missed something, but I agree with you. I thought that things went well.
No. They were both very nice and didn't do anything to upset me, I promise. I think maybe I'm just becoming a doddering old woman.
Mom, this isn't like you. You're never this down on yourself.
Well, maybe when you got to my age, you might understand a bit better where I'm coming from.
Well, I would really appreciate it if you changed your mind about this, but I'm not going to force you to go if you don't want to ride the plane. I mean, I could talk to Jennifer about changing the location of the wedding too. It still isn't too late.
No, Luke, please don't do that. I think that you should stick with this plan. You've already put so much effort into it. Besides, you know how badly Jennifer wants this wedding to go according to plan. I just know that she wouldn't be happy about this.
But you're going to be her mother-in-law. I'm sure that she would be more than understanding about all of this.
Please, Luke, I am seriously asking you not to worry so much about me. Just focus on getting the rest of your wedding plans in order, okay?
Mom, are you sure everything is okay? I still just feel like you're acting weird.
I think I have to go now. I just wanted to let you know that I wasn't going to be able to go to your wedding is all. And just to know that nothing you say is going to change my mind about this.
Hey, Luke. Would you mind if I came over today?
Hey, Jen. Yeah, of course you can come over. Also, hun, I just wanted to ask one more time. You do really want to get married in Hawaii, right?
Of course I do. You know that it's always been a dream of mine ever since I was little. Why would you ask something like that? Don't tell me there's a problem with our wedding budget or something.
No, it's nothing like that. It's just, well, something kind of came up that is really bugging me.
Oh, really? Well, why don't you tell me about it? What's on your mind?
Well, you told me that you thought my mom was acting a little coldly towards you, right?
A little, if I'm being honest. After we had the dinner with our parents, I sent her a message thanking her for coming and talking to my folks, but she just read it and never responded.
Oh, but I thought I told you that my mom just forgot to press send on her response. And then thought it was too late when she realized her mistake. I think that was just a bit of a misunderstanding.
What do you mean?
Look, I'll cut to the chase. My mom told me that she wasn't going to go to our wedding.
She isn't? Is it because she doesn't like me? Did I do something wrong?
I don't know what she's thinking, but I think the reason she gave me was just an excuse. I don't understand why she's doing this, but I think something bigger is happening here.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me about this. Did your mom say anything as to why she didn't want to come? She didn't say anything about me, did she? Like that she hates me or something?
No, she didn't say anything like that at all. She just said that she was afraid of flying and the flight time was too long.
Oh, really? I didn't know that she had a fear of flying.
Well, I didn't know that she did either. This is the first time that I'm hearing about this. I mean, back when she was working more, she would travel all the time for business trips where she had to fly to get to her destination. So I just don't know what could have changed to make her scared to do so now.
Well, you said that you thought she was giving you an excuse, right? Maybe she wasn't being totally upfront with you.
You really think that she might have been hiding her real feelings from me?
I'm sorry, Luke. I can't pretend like it's not true anymore. I know that your mom doesn't like me at all.
Jennifer, why do you keep saying that? I'm sure that isn't right.
I really didn't want to talk about this, so I've kept quiet about it this whole time, but your mom told me behind your back that she didn't think I was good enough to be your wife.
You're kidding me. Did my mom really say something like that to you?
It's true, Luke. She told me that I was stealing away her precious son and said so many other awful things to me. I'm so sorry that I never said anything until now.
No, Jennifer. I'm so sorry that my mom said those things. I really had no idea that any of this was going on between you two. I just can't believe that she would say something like that, though. Did she say all this via text?
No, it was over a phone call, so I don't have any way to prove it. That's why I didn't bother saying anything at all. I just wanted to try and get your mom to like me is all. I just thought that we could be a happy family together. I thought that if I was patient and kept at it, that we were all gonna get along eventually.
Well, I just want you to know that you didn't do anything wrong, okay? And if what you're saying is really true, then I think I might have to just stop talking to my mom.
You mean that you're going to cut her off completely over something like this?
Jen, you're going to be my wife. If my mom is saying all of this awful stuff to you, but doesn't have the guts to tell me to my face, well then, it's not even a question. I'm going to cut her out of my life.
But Luke, your mom is the only family you have. Are you really sure about this? I don't know how I'd feel being the reason you stopped talking to your mom.
I understand what you're saying, Jen, but I want to marry you. And if I'm your husband and I'm not standing up for you, then what am I even doing here? Besides, you've already been so patient about all of this for my sake. It's time to return the favor.
Luke, I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that we're getting married.
Me too, Jen. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to have a little chat with my mom.
You mean you're gonna go do that right now?
Well, I was actually going to excuse myself and think of what I could possibly say to her. But I probably am going to go to her house tomorrow and talk about this in person.
Do you want me to go with you, Luke? You don't have to do this alone, you know.
No, you don't have to come. I don't want to make things any worse or more awkward for you than they already are.
Well, okay then. But please let me know once you've talked things over with her. I want to hear how it goes and make sure that you're all right.
Of course. And thanks for opening up to me about this. I'm sure it wasn't easy for you.
It's okay, Luke. Just please don't be too harsh on your mom. I know that she was just acting the way she was because of how deeply she cares for you. You're a great person, and people would do anything to make sure you're a part of their lives.
Jen, thank you. No one has ever said that to me before.
I'm just telling you how I feel, and how I'm sure your mom feels with everything going on.
Thanks again for everything. I just can't believe that this is happening so close to our wedding. I'm sorry for all the drama.
You don't have to apologize for anything at all. I'll be just fine, I promise. Hello there, Beatrice. I heard that Luke is going to be paying a little visit today. He's going to talk to you about all the horrible bullying that you've been doing to me. I'll send you all the details so you're caught up.
Why are you doing this to me? I didn't even do anything to you.
I thought I already explained this to you. I'm doing it because you're a drab old lady who's poor.
But I already told Luke that I wasn't going to be at the wedding. Isn't that enough for you?
Well, you did such a good job with the wedding that I have just one little favor to ask you.
Please, I'm just trying to keep my son happy. You have no idea how much you mean to him and how happy you make him.
I know exactly the effect I have on your son, thank you very much. Why do you think I'm getting him to marry me? But once Luke and I are married, I'm not going to want you hanging around any more than you need to. There's just no place for an old lady like you with my family. That's why Luke is going over to tell you to stay out of his life forever. Oh, don't worry though. After you and your son are no longer talking, I promise to make him the happiest man in the world.
You have got some nerve. How dare you talk to my mom like that?
Your mom? What are you talking about? Oh, don't tell me that you're already going senile. I'm talking about you, you crazy old bat.
It's me, Jen. It's Luke.
Wait, what? No, that can't be right. You're lying to me. Luke is still busy at work.
I took the afternoon off so that I could go over and talk to my mom.
You're kidding me. Are you serious?
I am deadly serious. Now, what was it you were saying to my mom just now?
Me? What do you mean? I didn't say anything at all.
So you didn't just call my mom a crazy old bat. Or a poor old woman.
Hold on just a second. There has to be some kind of mistake here. This has got to be a prank of some sort, right?
You almost fooled me, Jen. I'll admit. But now I finally understand why my mom was acting the way that she was.
No, Luke, you don't understand. Your mom told me to send her these kinds of messages. I'm not doing this because I want to.
Oh, give me a break. You're going to have to come up with a better lie than that.
What do you mean? Why don't you believe me?
Because I just witnessed the truth for myself.
Please, this is just one big misunderstanding. I swear, this is all a mistake.
The only mistake here is you trying to pin all of this on my mom.
But I had to tell you something. Otherwise, my whole plan would have fallen apart.
My mom was never the problem there. It was always you. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand why my mom was so unlike her usual self. But then, when I got here and we sat down to talk, she started to get messages from you. My mom wasn't the one bullying you. It was the other way around.
Please, you have to listen to me. I really was being bullied by your mom. I was just standing up for myself right now, I swear.
You still expect me to believe that it was my mom that was starting all the fights with you?
I never wanted anything but to be friends with your mom. You know that. I'm telling the truth.
I've already asked my mom about that, and she's told me all about the kinds of awful things you've said to her.
So you're really gonna listen to your mom over your fiancé? Just yesterday, you were talking about how much you wanted to protect me from her. Was that all just a lie then?
I wanted to protect you when I thought it was you that needed protection. But now I see that it's actually the other way around. So now I'm going to protect my mom like I should have been this whole time.
But you can't just decide that I'm the only bad guy here from a couple texts, right?
Well then, why don't you show me some of the evidence that you have that shows my mom was doing what you said she was?
I told you that there isn't any evidence because she would only bully me over the phone.
You might not have been recording those calls, but my mom was.
You have got to be kidding me, she was?
That's right. I still haven't listened to them, but my mom said that they are just full of you hurling abuse at her. Although, just what you've sent her in these texts is enough to make me see the truth.
Luke, come on. You know that I love you. I would never do anything to hurt you.
But you did, Jen. You went behind my back to hurt my mom, and then lied about it to me.
No, you don't understand. Please, can't we talk about this after the wedding?
Do you think that the wedding is still happening? Maybe it hasn't clicked for you yet, but you and I are over.
I'm so sorry about all of this. Please, you have to forgive me.
I am not the one that you should be saying sorry to right now, Jen.
Well, then tell your mom that I tell her I'm so sorry for everything. And that I promise to stop saying mean things to her too. Just please don't break up with me. I'm already posting all about how I'm going to be getting married and all my friends are super jealous of me.
Do you think I give a damn about any of that? You put my mom through so much and even made me believe that she was bullying you. I trusted you, and you abused that trust to turn me against my only family.
Oh, please don't leave me, Luke. We can talk this out. We can still get married. I still love you.
If you really loved me, then you wouldn't be saying all of these horrible things to my mom.
But well, she isn't rich or fashionable or cool or anything. She just doesn't fit in the life I see us having together. I mean, you graduated from a nice school at the top of your class and work in a huge industry right now. You're basically a rising star in the business world, and meanwhile, your mom is just a cleaning lady.
And what does that have to do with anything? How can your vision of our future not include my mom? I'm sure your parents are still in that vision, right? Besides, the only reason that I was able to go to school and focus on only my studies was all thanks to the support that I got from my mom. My mom's hard work put me through school, and I respect her greatly for that.
I really am sorry about this. I never wanted things to happen this way.
Jen, I think that we should at least take a little break. I have a lot of thinking to do, and I'll reach out to you when I'm ready. Don't call me until then, got it?
You have to forgive me for this. I am so sorry.
But now that I am probably never going to forgive you for this, you thought my mom was pathetic? The only pathetic person here is you, Jen. I see now that all you care about is appearances and money, and you don't care who you hurt in pursuit of your lifestyle. I really could never see myself marrying someone like you. After that, I asked my mom to show me the recordings of her calls with Jennifer, and I finally understood the extent of her cruelty. It was clear that Jennifer never had any intention of ever trying to be friends with my mom, and it was also obvious that her abuse worsened after the dinner between our two families. My mom also explained that she only said she wasn't going to our wedding because Jennifer threatened to make things much worse for her if she showed up. Although we know now that she was lying and was always looking for a way to push my mother out of the picture. Once I knew the full story, I knew there was no way we were ever going to be able to move past this. I called Jennifer's parents and explained to them how awful she had been to my mom, before telling them that I would never be marrying their daughter. Jennifer was distraught, but her parents were very understanding. After that, I blocked Jen on all social media accounts and deleted her number from my phone. I apologized to my mom over and over again for ever doubting her. But unsurprisingly, she was very understanding and sympathetic to what I was saying. I can't believe I ever doubted the kindness that I know lies in my mom's heart. I used the money we saved from canceling the wedding plans to go on a trip with my mom instead. Some people may make fun of me for being a bit of a mama's boy, but I won't let people try and break up my family ever again.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.